Do not make one of these 6 common mistakes when you name legal guardians for your kids. Number 1, you named a couple to act as guardians when you don't really want both people in the couple, and you haven't said what should happen if the couple breaks up or if one of the partners in the couple died, and so your child could end up being raised by somebody you would never want. Number 2, you've only named one possible guardian. Well, what if something happens to that person or they're in the car with you when there's an accident? You want to name multiple choices. Number 3, you've not considered the financial resources when deciding who should raise your children. Your guardians do not have to and often shouldn't be the financial decision makers for your children. It's up to you to leave enough financial resources for your kids to be raised in the way that you want, and then to name a financial guardian, possibly separate from the guardian who will be the person raising your kids and making decisions about their education and healthcare. Number 4, you only have a will. What this means is that your guardian nominations may not even work if you've only named guardians in a will and you become incapacitated and you're in the hospital. In that case, your guardian nominations won't even be operative because your will doesn't come into place unless you die. And number 5, you did not exclude anyone who might challenge your guardian decisions or who you know you'd never want to care for your kids. Maybe there's someone in your life you would never want caring for your kids. Well, we create a confidential exclusion of that person to make sure that even if they did step forward to take guardianship of your kids, there's going to be a letter that says exactly why you wouldn't want them to be guardian, and they're not going to want that letter to be public. And number 6, you only named guardians for the long term, and you didn't make any arrangements for the short term if you were in an accident. What would happen in those immediate hours until the authorities could find your guardian nominations, until your permanent guardians could arrive? And a bonus mistake here is you don't have any kind of ID card in your wallet, so that if you did die and your child is home with a babysitter, the right people could be called right away, and maybe you haven't even notified the right people of what to do when something happens to you. If you've made any of these 6 common mistakes, or if you're like the 60 to 70% of people who've done nothing at all, well, we want to make it as easy for you as possible to do the right thing by the people that you love. So we invite you to go to personalfamilylawyer.com and find a heart-centered, counseling-oriented lawyer who's been specifically trained in how to make sure you don't make these mistakes, make sure your kids will always be taken care of by people you know, love, and trust. It all happens at personalfamilylawyer.com.